Welcome to the EpicTV Surf Report. It's time for another edition of Slaterwatch. It's a riot. When we last checked in on Kelly, he was logging some serious rest and relaxation hours somewhere in Australia after an early exit at the Oakley Pro in Bali. Slater fans and groupies alike waiting anxiously for Kelly's appearance at the hashtag Vans US Open in Surf City, USA, were over the moon with his early performances. Unfortunately, the HB Surf didn't cooperate, and the 11-time world champ lost a close heat to Michel Perez in the round of 24. Kelly didn't seem too fussed though. Being in SoCal, he had plenty of things to do, places to go, and people to see. Like former Sundeck teammate and skateboard hero, Rodney Mullen. When @Robstercraw and I were kids, we used to watch Rodney skate at demos. Rodney's a rare individual, technically unmatched in his years skating, a savant math whiz, hashtag night owl who skates solo at 2 a.m. He also met up with multiple world champion Jujutsu fighter Marcus Almeida Buchecha for a go on the mat. Great day last week, had a training session with @Mendez Bros and @Marcus Buchecha. Of course, Kelly was still in town for the post-contest madness on Main Street in Huntington Beach and made his voice heard on the issue via theinertia.com. I'm not sure a large percentage of that crowd were surfers in the first place, so it's hard to blame surfers for what happened. When you have underage girls in bikinis walking around with unacceptable things written all over their bodies and throw alcohol in the mix after a long week, weird things, inappropriate things happen. There's some great stuff happening at the US Open, but there's also some really weird things that come with it. As reported by @XGames, once it was all over, Kelly went to wash off the grime at Lower Trestles. A steady stream of South Swell brought out the talent for a few exceptional surf sessions at Lower Trestles. He was obviously training for a matchup with the Dane, who he lobbied for hard in the farce that was the Hurley Pro video trials. Everyone wants to see hashtag Dane Reynolds surf lowers, including me, even if he takes me out in the event. I want to watch and compete against the world's best surfers. He's the most radical surfer on earth, and he's got my pick. In Southern California, Kelly is far from the only star in town, and he did a lot of rubbing of elbows with people even richer and more famous than he is. Spent some time with hashtag Julia Louise Dreyfus and her family the other day. I'm a huge hashtag Seinfeld fan, so that was very cool for me. He hung around a bit with Christopher McDonald too. Played golf with hashtag Shooter McGavin a couple weeks ago. I texted hashtag Happy Gilmore and told him. Speaking of golf, even on the links, hundreds of miles from the ocean, people still know his name. Met either a crazed fan or a potential relative in Tahoe the other day. And at least one of his rounds of golf was for a good cause. Played in the @Ryan Sheckler golf tourney yesterday. A couple of us didn't hit it past the ladies' tees. And that day ended with dinner and a special serenade from Kelly James just for Mr. Slater. Check out this video of @YourBoyKJ freestyling for @Kelly Slater at the @Ryan Sheckler golf tournament. I don't know where Kelly managed to sneak in this session, but apparently midsummer in California, you can still find some serious surf if you know where to look. Secret mission with @Morgan Masson, some of the best waves I've ever seen. And from the same session, you'll have to hashtag waterboard me to get me to talk. Hashtag glorified closeout that's got enough critters swimming around to be featured on hashtag Shark Week. I don't know if he actually surfs, but NBA superstar and LA Lakers point guard Steve Nash is a huge Slater fan and thoroughly enjoyed his interview with Bryant Gumbel on HBO.
Is there a moment of joy where you say, I caught this one, I am in this?
If it's an unbelievable wave, it'll blow you out like a fire hydrant, you know, where it'll like sting your body. And that's kind of the ultimate, you know, you get a nice big long tube and at the end it just spits you out.
And since he is a killer competitor, and the next WCT event is right around the corner, Kelly's been spending plenty of time dialing in his Teahupo quiver with the crew from Channel Islands. New ones, when it's big, you could go through all of these in one session. French surf fan Mr. Wonderful is anxiously awaiting Tahiti too, and has put together a nifty little edit that I'll use to finish the show. Kelly Slater, best of 10 at Teahupo. And to all you surf fans, thanks for tuning in to the EpicTV Surf Report. Until next time, don't forget to get wet.